Summoner Duels, meet Vital Astra Dimitri. This is gonna be fun. Hello Summoners and welcome to another episode of FEHology, the study of Fire Emblem Heroes. My name is Joel and we're going to talk about my Summoner Duels S run today, which went really well. As you can see, no losses. Always happy to see that every single time. Let's go over some different things. A couple takeaways. You have got to have a good opening, and a good melee unit is just, it has gone from a nice to have to a must have. And fortunately, Dimitri was that for me. I'm going to go into just a quick explanation of these teams, and this is going to sound funny to you, but all of these are decoys except for this one. I know that's... Anyway, the goal was I could either play with this team or this team, and this was my Flash of Steel video had that one in it. This was my Sonya video, but I found that if you put Yuri in the front spot, he got vetoed every time. So I mean, the skills on these units aren't even all the way built. Like, what is this? I never expected to actually use this team. Edelgard, everyone's caught on to this. If you have Edelgard, it's particularly for this map. Like, she's not good on this map, just flat out. But we're going to talk about a raid boss who is good and some different things you can do with them. Also, stick around for the best clear I have ever seen with the legendary Dimitri ever. Enough yapping. Let's get into it. All right. Look at this back-to-back spring Myrrhs. Back-to-back. Oh, I hate this unit so much. And you guys are seeing all the builds and merges here. Yeah. At least, I mean, at least it's only a +1. This next one coming up's a +10. So let's go over briefly how this works. So putting Ash there means everyone else gets hyper mobility, which is nice. They do a nice little repo here. You notice this is an interesting thing. And what I'm doing here is I am playing this as far back as I can right until the last moment. And this is the last moment. That switch right there is brutal. This is, look at that, 75 attack and 60 speed plus whatever this mess is. I mean, this unit is coming at you with a ton of stuff. I think it ends up being +18 to both attack and speed. So it's a lot, along with true damage from Vital Astra and true damage from Atrocity. Yeah. Now, he's not invincible. He still couldn't take out that Ash, for instance, with Pavis and Shield Pulse. So keep that in mind. No follow-up is not great, but for this it worked out well. Itri's amazing. Once I had already checked that, and before Itri couldn't take out Fjorm, but once the pulse smoke happened, it's in his weapon. Easy. I was very happy for that my first one. I'm always really nervous on the first one. Seriously, it's unnerving. This one. Oh. Looking back at this, I felt like this was like my third or fourth match, and then I look back and it was my second, and I was like, oh god. This is so interesting. This pairing, they used this really, really well. I mean, and these are very invested units. Like, we're not talking about a schlub squad here. But there's our opener, and of course the goal is to get, it looks like to get Sonya into range. This is curious. So they couldn't get a dance on her, and I needed her out of the way. She was the progress stopper. What I didn't realize was how much of a progress stopper Myrrh was going to be. So keep in mind, August gives her auto double, Dimitri doesn't have null follow-up, which means this happens. I was fully prepared for that first hit. I forgot about the second hit. And I just want to say, Eitri cannot kill her. She only has 25 HP left. And Eitri can't kill her. And what's nice here, so I was hoping maybe Ithune could do some sort of damage. But even recovery, and then he's about to heal again, just gets her right back, and that nudge is perfect. And summoners, so we've talked about this in the Discord a lot, but it is really difficult when you're in this situation to stop focusing on the raid boss. Like, the secret to these is to take out everybody else. God, this is another example. Like, I didn't think Myrrh was going to take Eitri out. Completely forgot about the double that August gives. And yeah, it makes, it really does a number on Myrrh. That whole, if unit initiates, you get another attack. It's, yeah. Luckily here, I had already stopped focusing on Myrrh so much. And you can see she can't actually take out either of these units, which saved my butt. I don't know if you guys have seen this build. It's amazing. You saw it in the last one. The last person used it as well. This is an original. I mean, it's Shield, Pulse, and Pavis. This has been around for forever. Ashe just uses it so well, and she's got enough people around her to deny the auto follow-up, and Myrrh doesn't have enough speed to overcome that. So, what do we do from here, dear summoners? We run. I was amazed by that one. Getting rid of August means that Myrrh no longer had the auto double here, which is fantastic. I mean, she can't take out Azura. What's sad is that I actually had a huge debate over which one to take off. I'm telling you, I completely blanked on August's auto double thing. I remember the cooldown reduction vividly because I thought that was going to be the biggest part of his staff. It's not. It's not at all. You should be paying attention to that auto double. It changes things, and I'm curious what it does with Fallen Edelgard. Yeah, you heard me. That unit never goes away. All right. So, friend of the channel, Elwyn Flyer, who has another very impressive Dimitri, who I just love to see, as well as a nicely merged Corrin, a +1 Fjorm. Yeah, so we're going to follow about the same pattern here. Now, there's a couple things they were banking on, and I know this because they posted about it later, but they forgot that Eitri in this configuration can outspeed Fjorm, which is huge. That being said, this was an interesting standoff. I know this looks like it happened quick, but I took this down to like the last second. I could not figure out who to take out, and I decided Flane had to be the person because we talked about it, but you gotta take out support units. And the other thing about taking out Flane is I made sure to pulse down Ice Mirror. 115 damage. That's so much. Now I want you to look at the numbers here. This is really close. So he has 23 left and she did 28 damage. That's really, really close. But he's done his job at that point. Like, he is the nuke that flies in. From there, there's just not much to do. I've got the same thing where I can slowly move this wave forward, and Ashe does such a good job at that, especially Ashe in combination with ground orders. And that was a last minute addition that I saw kept happening where I couldn't get Ashe into combat. It helped me a ton. Always look for mobility. Mobility is more important than anything else. Anything. If your units don't have mobility, they can't attack anybody. I can't believe that brought her down to 3, by the way. At that point, They've done their job. That's a +1 Ithune, by the way. +1. Ah, such a good unit. But we've got the revenge kill with Ithune, which we've talked about before. I'm all about them. And we get the victory on that. This is by far the weirdest one I had to go up against. I didn't know what to do with this. Look at all the +10s in here. I mean, this is +10 Lilina, really good unit. +10 Fjorm, really good unit. +10 Cordelia. So, we stick with the plan. This is not an elegant thing. My goal here was to be able to pulse down the whole team with Dimitri. That was critical to this working, and I could not get in a position. They kept rearranging themselves, and I kept thinking they were going to initiate with Lilina, and I couldn't tell if Ithune actually took her out or if they didn't want to sacrifice her. It was very strange, but this is the weirdest back and forth I had. All of these moves are taking down to like the last second. Me trying to desperately figure out how in the world to get Dimitri into position. I finally figured I would at least drop Fjorm down so that I could take her out next turn with the dance. I also figured he was going to attack at any time with Lilina, and that didn't happen. But if he attacked with Lilina, we knew that, yeah, there we go. That was a big thing, was being able to finally take out Fjorm. It's so funny to watch these in fast motion, by the way. So yeah, okay, here we go, finally. And they're able to take down Ithune. And this is, we get some of the mystery taken care of here in just a second. But yeah, you can see just setting up 0-4. Let's talk for a second. I'm saying this is a +1 Ithune, and that is technically true. But that is supported by 3 legendaries, and that's a lot of extra stats. There's extra res there and extra HP. So, I mean, that's like 9 extra HP. It is 9, right? Yeah, 9. Do you get more HP? No, 9 HP. From there, you're seeing Lilina, a +10 Lilina. Didn't actually do 1 point of damage. So that's why all the confusion and why they didn't just gung-ho and blow me over, which is what I expected the whole time. I was so confused. That one threw me for a loop. This is a good team. This is one of those things where you have a great team, but the counter to Ilyana is sitting right there. It's unfortunate, and perhaps they should have taken a different team. Like they should have vetoed a different team, but I don't. It's hard to say that kind of thing. Yeah, Lilina's gone. Yay. Next, it's Dimitri time, right? Oh, well, I was setting up for Dimitri time, but yeah, once Lilina was gone, this team doesn't have a whole lot of oomph, so they really need to be able to hit and then get back under cover, which they can't with Ilyana. Yeah. All right. You guys know by now that I can't keep names straight. It's unfortunate. Oh, this team. This was interesting. No seal there. So they're throwing out their far save. I think they had a bigger view of what Dimitri could do. He could probably take out that Hector. But I think they panicked here. Yeah, he couldn't have even reached that Hector. They should have left Hector there. And if you're watching this, Eitri can't take out that Hector. Like you were golden there. Now long term, they would have won. I don't know. This wasn't a great matchup for them. I do love this unit a lot, but the problem is this next move, which is one of my favorites. That just adds so much more pressure. And they've got exposed units at that point. And of course, the next move is to dance her and move her probably up 1. And then Dimitri can get even more range, or I can move Ithun in to try to support. So yeah. And we come up on... This was a moment. So you've already seen, like, Dimitri did really well for me this season. He works very well in conjunction with Eitri because of the pulse smoke that's in his kit. And I mean, there's a lot of things that are in his kit. He's a very, very nice unit. Okay, stop right there. If you're looking to copy an opening, this one's really slick. I love how all the units are collected up here. I would probably swap Air for a Dancer of some sort, and I think you could really do some damage. Like, that's a +6 Edelgard. She can handle a lot. Yeah, you're seeing, and the Dogger Pathfinder movement is really excellent. I'm panicking hardcore. I am prepared to get Eitri the heck out of dodge. And then they push even further up, which is a great move. So I've got nothing left to do. Like, it is Dimitri or bust at this point. Dogger goes down. I was surprised at this, but not as surprised as I was right here. Look at this.
But I'm begging you.
Are you seeing that? Are you seeing that? Dimitri just tanked Ninjorin. This is finally we have a Dimitri build that works. Thank you, Marita. That's not all though. Like, we're not done yet. Look at this. Boom! 1-shots. Oh my god. And that's it. So happy about that. I got 2 bot matches in there, which was fairly lucky, but is kind of par for the course for what I've seen for other Fae tubers who've put their stuff out. Man, I just that 1-shot, that that was a Dimitri run. I love to finally have a good kit on him. Yeah. All right, Summoners, what else do I say? It was a good run. I hope all of you guys' runs went well. Let me know in the comments, how did you do? I'd love to know where you ended up. If you need any help, hop over to the Discord. We love to talk to folks, and this is constantly a piece of conversation where we're talking about openings and different units and pinging people to see what happened, like which teams would you veto? And even a small sample size like that lets you know a whole lot about what other teams are going to be thinking. So hop into the Discord, links in the comments. We love you guys. Take care and schedule an appointment with your FEHologist real soon.